high, that's why we so low key. She wanna fly with you, let's make three. I'll be your gold medal. Don't need a house tomorrow. Gotta leave without a mile.
So I've been dealing with shin splints recently, and it's genuinely one of the most difficult things that I've dealt with on my fitness journey. For 2 years I've been running consistently, like 5 times a week, and now it feels like I'm being stunted in my potential and what I could actually do. And the thing is, it's not even the pain that's stopping me from going, it's just knowing that if I carry on, I am going to end up injuring myself even more and worsening the effect. And it's just completely threw everything off. And I thought if I share the way I'm feeling now, it might help someone else who's feeling the same way to understand that even though it's really difficult to go from doing literally everything to doing nothing, you need to maintain that discipline of knowing when to stop, because it takes discipline to know that you need to recover more than just pushing through the pain and ending, and then you end up injuring yourself even more. So it started when I did a 5-mile race, and for some reason, I mean, I've always pushed myself every time I ran, but for that race, I must have pushed myself to the extreme, and immediately there was just pain in my shins, and I was like, okay, it's fine. But then I ran the day after, and it was worse, and that had never happened before. And then the following weeks, it just got worse and worse, and I realised I can't even run like 3 miles without them aching. So for like 3 months, I think I just pushed through it and just did what I could until I got to the point where I realised I had to take like a month off. And I took the month off, and I trained with strength. I did strength training and pull-ups and calisthenics, and it was pretty good to be able to focus on something other than running. But I thought by the end of the month I'd be healed, and I wasn't. I was literally maybe the exact same. And the mistake that I made was that I made the same mistake. I went full out straight away because I was just so upset with myself that I couldn't do the best. So I think it's important for people to realise that pushing through injury or pushing through pain doesn't mean you're more disciplined than people who don't do that. We've got this whole stigma around working hard constantly all the time, and that's the best way to do things. But let me give you an example. If you had to pick between a soldier in the army, one who, they both have shin splints, or let's say, yeah, they both have shin splints, and one of them is just saying, you know what, I'll push through it, I'll grind through it, because I can just do that. Or there's one that's saying, I'm going to take a 2-week rest and then I'll come back after. Who would you rather have by your side in battle? You might say, oh well, the guy that's pushing through it, but the thing is, the guy who's actually rested will probably be able to help you a lot more than someone who's injured, who could be a liability. So you've got to remember that if you are going to push through it, you are going to perform worse. It's just how the human body works. There's nothing you can do. There's no amount of determination or discipline is going to allow you to not perform worse. And I think even athletes know this, and athletes are told this frequently, that if you are injured, you will need to rest, no matter how much you want to just go out there and do it, because the consequence is their career. So that's why they take it maybe a bit more seriously than most people, because they know that what's at stake. So I haven't really found many things that have helped so far, but I think stretching was a big thing that really changed everything. Like, I always stretch before and after a run now, because I think if I didn't do that, oh my gosh, it'd be so much worse. So I think that's a big thing to remember. You really need to build those leg muscles because they really help to put less pressure on your shins overall, and it just helps you build more power during your runs. So I would definitely recommend that. And to just really understand when you need to rest and recover, because I don't think it's a case of, oh, working hard is like 80% of the battle and then recovery is 20%. I genuinely think it's 50-50, and you need to be able to prioritise both of them, because otherwise, like me, you're just going to hit a wall. No matter how much you keep banging on that wall, it's not going to move. If you just rest and take a minute, you'll be able to come back stronger, and it's actually smarter. And I would say it requires a lot more discipline. I think this setback really helped to remind me of my other strengths, like pull-ups, and it really inspired me to really focus on them a lot more, and how I did them, how I started them and stuff like that. So I did create a 3-week program for people to follow, and all the exercises in that program are exactly what I used to do and still do now. And now I'm up to around 13 pull-ups in one set, which I think is pretty good. I think the 3-week program can really help someone to build up their pull-up strength, and I think it can really inspire you to do more pull-ups if you can't do any. So if you want to check that out, they'll be in the description. But yeah, I just really want to bring it back to remember that rest is really important, and I think as a society we really need to consider what we are saying to people when we're telling them to push through certain things and certain injuries, because sometimes, which I was really close to doing, you won't be able to come back from that injury because it's just gone so far that your body just can't recover, and then you've just wasted like the rest of your life, when if you just rested for maybe a month, 2, maybe even a year if you have to, but it's better than not being able to ever do it again. So I thank you for listening.